Hey Will, just doing my video check-in. Happy New Year. Hope you had a decent end of 2020 and had a good week this week. Training this week has been pretty good. Again, Monday, Wednesday, as per the last few weeks. Um, Training went okay. The gym was really busy, more than just January. I think there's a lot of people on holidays and trying to jam a lot of stuff in. I was actually a little bit nervous, you know, with coronavirus trying to you know, keep out of people's way. The gym's not really doing much in terms of way of safety. They've got a couple of hygiene marshals, but all they seem to do is make sure that the sanitizer is filled up. Everyone's still on top of everyone else. It's such a big gym that there's basically no way to police it or control it. So I'm looking at potentially moving to a smaller gym. I think catching it, or even to the point where it became a space where there was an incident, is quite scary, because I can't really afford the lockdown. I can't afford to go into 2 weeks worth of isolation just because some other idiot wasn't careful. But that's all by the by. I'll put up my training videos in a sec, but I just wanted to address something that you said in your video on Monday about belt tightness. I take your point, and I have in the past had my belt on so tight that I couldn't effectively brace, or I couldn't effectively move. But I don't think that's what's happening now. It looks bad on video, yes, but fat mass is very compressible, and I do get a bit of seepage, especially because I wear my belt quite low for squats and deadlifts. So I did try this week doing it one notch looser, but it was moving. It's to the point where it's moving around, and it's not providing anything really to push against. So I have gone back to where it was. But I think trying to focus on those warm ups, trying to focus on tightness through the range of motion. I think I'll be able to achieve a good looking squat at some point. Let's see what you think about this week's work. So focus this week, like last week, was just making sure that I get to depth, with a secondary focus on making sure that I stay over mid-foot. I think that I did better on some reps than others, but I think that overall they're not as bad as some of the previous ones I've done, and I'm quite pleased with the depth that I'm getting here. Pleased as well with just the weight that I'm handling as well. Here, so 100, I know it's just triples, but 110, that's I think higher than I went in the last cycle, which is good. They all looked reasonable, they felt pretty easy. And same with deadlift. So this is 180 kilos. I think I wound up the last 4-week block with triples at 170. So I'm pleased with the improvement over that. Also managed to sneak gym into the chalk. Not really sneak, it's not expressively banned, it's just that I have to be a bit careful. Other than that, things have been pretty good. Food, just been focusing on healthier options and high vegetable content, portion control, that sort of thing, without overthinking what I'm eating and where and when and so on and so forth. What with being on holidays, and then with other stuff, I've been playing a lot of basketball. We've done a lot of hikes, so just trying to keep the entire family up on our feet and moving around. But holidays are over now. Back to work next week. A few of my clients are already back to work, and so I've been getting a few emails and getting hassled a bit, but it's to be expected. I think I flagged in one of my earlier videos, the first 6 months of this year is going to be pretty crazy. So we'll get into it and eat that elephant one bite at a time, I guess. One thing I do want to bring up, though, is a little bit of injury stuff. I've had a bit of pain for the last maybe 4 to 6 weeks in my right shoulder. I initially thought it was something to do with my bench, like I wasn't getting tight enough, but after analysing that, I actually moved to thinking it was playing basketball, because that's when I noticed that it would hurt. But I've come sort of a bit off that idea. I think I just notice it when I'm playing basketball. I think it's actually something to do with the way I'm sleeping. Like I'm sleeping with my right arm above my head, and I think that that might be contributing it. It's not affecting my bench, but it's just sort of something to keep an eye on. It's actually worst for overhead pressing motions. So you might have noticed in the spreadsheet that my press numbers are actually down a bit, and that's going to be the reason why I'm getting a little bit of pain pressing vertically above my head. Other than that, everything's holding up pretty well. So we'll look forward to getting into proper training next week. All right, see ya.